Hello everyone, this is DarlingDTarot bringing you a pick a card reading. This is my first video here on YouTube and I hope that you'll enjoy. We have 3 stacks here that you can choose from. This particular reading is going to be based on what your next partner or your future partner is going to be like, or what sort of characteristics they have, what they look like, how they feel about you, and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, so we have 1, 2, and 3. We have carnelian, rose quartz, and clear quartz. Pick whichever one that you're most drawn to. It can be crystal-wise, the feathers, or just the energy that you get off of the individual stacks. But let yourself focus and take a minute to take a deep breath in. Hold it. And release. Now, I will give you a minute to pick your stack, and when you are ready, we will continue. Okay, so for those that pick stack number 1, we are going to start with you. So let's just move all of this out to the side. And we will keep this. Ooh, very squeaky. So this is the tinier feather. I love that tiny little feather. So the purple cards are the personality, and the green cards are looks. I just did those up for fun. So what we have here is Roadrunner and Unicorn. And Roadrunner talks about keeping your sense of humor and not taking things so seriously, while Unicorn talks about indulging your creative, imaginative, and magical side through some form of artistic expression. Now, this person is probably very, very creative. They probably are an artist or like to dabble in the arts. This could be even someone who genuinely has a big vision for themselves, and they know where they want to be and what they want to do creatively. And I think through that creativity, they've learned to not take things so seriously. It's kind of like the artist that asks for people's opinions on their art, and then people are very, very brutally honest, and then they're like, oh, so then they learn like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. But yeah, and their angel card is, if you get nervous, focus on service. Put your entire intention on answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs. So yeah, I mean, this person is very much focused on what they're doing and what they can accomplish in life. They want to move forward in what they're doing and what their arts are. This is someone who potentially maybe they want to have a video game career, or, designing video games, or doing comics, or just something that really expresses them. It doesn't even have to be that. Designing fashion, designing clothes, anything that really makes them shine and stand out. They're not your typical run-of-the-mill person, I think they're also they have a spiritual side to them, because unicorns are very magical. They're very intuitive, which makes me think that in a way they are not only very creative, just based on what their imagination brings, but also creative in the sense of a lot of their spirituality is based in their art, and vice versa. I think their art is a spiritual platform for them too, for them to really connect to the world as a whole and just the bigger energy, if that makes sense. But they're very lighthearted. as far as, they joke a lot. I think they're very quick to run away from an argument or stray from confrontation just because they want to keep that lighthearted energy. I think this is someone that could very easily get lost in their thoughts and their ideas and potentially be too hard on themselves at times if they aren't in that joking energy. But as far as, I'm actually going to go to these. So for looks, we have sharp features, brown hair, and brown eyes. And we also have, for personality, we have loud, understanding, and caring. So this person, is probably the class clown or has been in the past. This is someone who, even though they're loud and a little obnoxious at times, they're very understanding and caring, and they'll take your needs into account. This is someone that isn't going to embarrass you or hurt you or step on your toes, because that just isn't what they want to do in a partnership. They don't want that done to them, so, they don't want to do that to you. They focus a lot of their energy on making sure that they treat others the way that they want to be treated, for the simple fact that they are a little bit sensitive, and they do know that, things can be a little bit more heavy on the energy side as opposed to always lighthearted. For how they see you, we got the Moon and the High Priestess, which I think is incredible. You could be a very, very intuitive person. I think that they think of you as someone who can get themselves out of dark situations or dark places. They really admire that about you, that even if you're in a tough situation or surrounded by people who don't have your best interest at heart, you still have a way to do this by yourself and to get out of this situation or get away from these people. And this is through your intuition. This is, in most decks, if you look at the two pillars, the Moon connects to the High Priestess. That's just a fun little thing that I love. So these two cards have always felt very close to me. But yeah, I think that they see you as someone who's very, very intuitive, someone who trusts their instincts and trusts their gut. If you have a bad feeling about someone right off the bat, I think you follow that. You don't give someone, more credit than they deserve, I suppose. In a nice way. I don't think you're ruthless about it, but you're smart about it. You don't let people in that are potentially going to be bad for you, And for the outcome of what they want the relationship with you to be is the Queen of Hearts. And the Queen of Hearts in this deck is empathy. They want in a partner, in a relationship, this understanding like they have. They want this partnership where it's equal in emotions, where you guys can just have a day where you're open about your feelings, or you're, very, not touchy, but very, you hug them a lot, and, you really take care to notice how they're feeling and ask them, hey, are you okay? How are you feeling today? Because they might be loud and they may put up this front that they're always joking, but I think that they want a partner, and they see in you someone who is going to sense that they're not okay all the time, that it's not always okay to just be in this energy of just laughing, making jokes, With you, you're going to really pick up on how they're feeling very easily, even if they're being very loud and, in your face and just making jokes. You're gonna see through that, and you're gonna be like, no, let's talk about it. But yeah, this is someone who definitely appreciates a good hug, though, who likes holding hands or just showing little affectionate things like that. Yeah. Use your intuition when you meet this person, Yeah. And I think that's it for stack number 1. I hope you liked it. Feel free to comment if you enjoyed and let me know. And yeah, bye. Welcome everyone who picked stack number 2. This is the longest feather in the bunch. It is an awesome little swirly, squiggly feather, matched with the rose quartz. So for the first 2 cards, this is your next partner's personality. We have Ladybug and Camel. And Ladybug talks about that this is a good time of fortune and abundance, so be willing to receive all good things in your life, while Camel says that trust that you have the resources to get through the challenges before you. So, with this, I think that they are at times a little bit hesitant to understand why they're getting such good things in their life, and it's sad because really they are an abundant person. They are someone who can rely on not only their street smarts but their intellectual smarts. This is someone who is very well educated, who is very I think that they've been through a lot of things in their life that maybe most people haven't been through. And at times I think that they struggle even with money or the idea of how am I ever going to make it. But they are a very abundant person, and they are very lucky at times. They're very sensitive. But yeah, they also have books. So it says your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books. So this person definitely could be a writer, could be, an author, anything like that. This doesn't just have to be books as in novels or anything like that. This can be books as in comic books or manga or really anything like that. It's just something that people can read. This can be tarot booklets, how-to guides, things that interest them, that they know a lot about, that they can tell other people and inform them. This can even be a blog, an informative blog. But yeah, it also reminds me of Camel, with trusting that you have the resources to get through the challenges before you. And with books, it's like they've read a lot of books. They know a lot about a lot of different things. They shouldn't worry about how they're going to go about life because they're very smart. This person is, very intelligent, very well read. Yeah. So let's get green is looks. So we have rounded features. We have taller than average, dimples, and also unnatural hair color. I think this is only for a select few because that popped out like at the last minute and I was like, ooh. But yeah, so definitely this person is, even if it's not someone who's very taller than average, it's someone who is taller than you. This is someone that, maybe this is even someone that is taller than you genuinely would have even considered before. Maybe you're a little bit on the short side and you wanted someone who was a little bit shorter than you, and that's just not what you got, or maybe vice versa. But this is someone who's very, very cute in the way that just that they look. And so personality. We have serious, independent, and thoughtful. So this makes me think that this is someone who really enjoys their studies and, really enjoys losing themselves in books. They like the more serious tone of books and the more serious conversations. This doesn't mean that they're boring or that they're a stick in the mud, but this just means that they're very well educated and they want to expand their knowledge and expand their horizons of things that make them genuinely happy, things that make them feel independent. This can come off as very serious. Perhaps they're, a Capricorn or something like that, that very serious energy. No hate, I'm a Capricorn rising. But definitely, this is someone who might come off as being very stuck up or like they're no fun, but they really are. They're thoughtful. If they read a book that reminds them of you, they'll suggest it. They'll say, "Hey, have you read blah blah blah?" They'll surprise you with flowers or just little things that they can do. This could be someone who feels at times like they're strapped on money a little bit, and they'll still find ways to thoughtfully express their love and give you little trinkets or just little things that they find, like flowers that they pick or whatever. This is someone who definitely wants to be something better in life, and that's why they study as hard as they do. That's why they read as much. That's why they present themselves in this independent light. This could also be someone who moved out of the house very young and has always been fairly independent. This is someone who enjoys their independence, but don't let that intimidate you. They're awesome. We also have the Seven of Wands and the Knight of Cups. So they're seeing you as someone worth fighting for. They want to offer you this beautiful emotional connection and this love, and they have no doubt about it. They know 100%, like, yeah, this is someone that I could definitely fight for, that I could definitely put my passions and my thoughts into. This is someone that I can create things with. This is someone that will understand how important my studies are, and I can even help them. I think that this is someone that might be a little defensive about it, but they think that you're truly worth fighting for, is what I'm getting from this. And then lastly, we have, hold on real quick. Sorry, I dropped my tarot cards over there. Lastly, we have the outcome of this relationship and what they want it to be. So the Prince of Hearts is usually, upright is usually all about charm and being very charming. In reverse, it makes me think that they want something that isn't going to just look good. They don't want something that is going to just be super great on paper but not good in real life. Like, what's the use in that? What's the use in putting on false appearances and hyping everything up if it's not even going to work out in the long run? They're very realistic about love, about life, about where they want to be in relationships. They don't want someone who's going to just come in and put them through the ringer and, not necessarily in a bad way, but they don't want someone who's just coming in, smoke and mirrors, acting like they're a great, charming person when they're not. This could be someone who, in the past, it's been a real hard struggle for them to find someone who isn't just putting up a front or putting up this idea that, they're the perfect partner, and then when they get in, it's just not there. Yeah, definitely, though, be open about how you feel when you feel like they're ready to offer you this emotional connection. They don't want someone who's just going to be putting on another mask or, be falsely chasing them. But yeah, that's what I'm getting from that. And don't let their seriousness spook you too much. But that was stack number 2. I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye. Welcome to those who pick stack 3. This is the medium-sized feather. It's very beautiful. It's a lot more put together than the other feathers. And clear quartz. Let's see what you have. So we have Falcon, which talks about acting on an opportunity that's before you and committing to it, and Mountain Goat, which says that there's something out of balance in your life, so you need to do whatever you need to do to correct it. Now, this is someone who is very much like a falcon. They're very goal-oriented. Once they set their sights on something, they're going to get that thing. It doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter what way or what form it comes in. They're going to get the same goal. It's going to be the same end result for them. They're very goal-oriented. A lot of times they might come off as a little ruthless or a little, just ruthless, pessimistic, or rough, I guess. But Mountain Goat, in doing this, they lose a lot of the focus in their regular day-to-day life. They can tend to be, if they're focusing so much on work or school or something away from family life or home, they can tend to be a little bit of a downer at home, or a little bit tough, I guess, to the people that they love and just the people around them. I don't think that they do this on purpose, or that this is something that they mean to do. Half of the time they don't even realize that they're doing this. It's just something that happens because their mind is so focused on what they want to do in life. So they tend to get a little unbalanced at times. And for the people around them, it's tough, but not only for them, but also for your person. This is something that they just get overly passionate about, but they aren't being cruel, they aren't being malicious. They're just, once they get their mind focused on something, that's it. For the next card, we have Past Life Issue. This situation has a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you remember, release, learn, and heal from your past experiences. This makes me think that their personality trait of going after what they want fearlessly and determined, and I'm going to go get that now, and it's going to be mine, and who cares what happens. Sometimes it could be, whatever, who cares whose toes are stepped on, and it isn't necessarily they're planning this or plotting this. It's just sort of, a means to an end. They'll do anything to accomplish their goals, and it's very admirable, but it's also something that stems from a past life issue. If in a past life, maybe they felt like they haven't had control over their life and their decisions, they come back in this life and they act out in ways of, I'm getting this, and there's no one and nothing that can stop me from getting this. They feel there's something in their soul that says, don't let anyone put a damper on your ideas or your thoughts, and that's wonderful. They could be someone who has ended relationships if they felt cramped and confined. And this is also stemming from a past life issue, just something that they need to work through. And this is something that they don't even have to be aware of or conscious of. It's just something that stays in them, and until, I think, for a lot of them, they accomplish the goals that they're set out to do in this lifetime, they're going to struggle. And it's up to you to remind them, hey, you need to take a break. You're being a little too serious here. You gotta calm down. You have to take some time and breathe and, have fun. So for the next messages, we have what they think of you. And we have Death, the Chariot, and the Five of Cups. Now, this is a very interesting spread because, shout out if you're basically a Cancer, or if they're a Cancer, but they see you as someone who can transform their life, someone who isn't afraid of the things that they've been through, or, they see you as someone who can rebirth themselves much like a phoenix. They see you as someone who goes towards their goals and someone who they want to move forward with, rapidly. This is someone who possibly looks at you and is like, oh my God, wow, almost as if you add the balance to their life that they were needing. Almost like you come into their life and they realize, hey, I have been a little bit too serious and a little bit boring. Maybe, I'll jazz things up. Really a want and a need to have that connection. You're their hope. The Five of Cups for me, fives are change for me, life change. It could be that they're looking at you like you're their hope. Not only do they have their goal, which is this one cup, but they also have you, regardless of what's happened in their past. You are also another thing that keeps them going. You're someone that recharges them and makes them feel renewed. So for their looks and their personality, I skipped this. I went right to how they view you. I got so excited. So the green is how they look. So we have shorter than average, amazing smile, and hazel eyes. So first of all, shorter than average, this does not have to apply to all of you. But definitely for some, this could be someone who is shorter than you would normally date. It doesn't have to be shorter than average. It could be someone who is shorter than their normal gender would be, and that's not a bad thing, Fun size candies are great. Let me tell you, man, I love them. So, yeah, but this is someone with an amazing smile. I think their smile is very infectious. They're very, you could look at their smile and then you'll immediately want to smile too. This is someone with beautiful hazel eyes. They're very laid back and imaginative. But at times, because of, like I said, because of their goals and being so uptight about that stuff, they can be a little bit of a pessimist. This is someone who tends to not see the so good things of life at times. I think it isn't to rain on anyone's parade or to make anyone feel sad. It's just sort of, for some of them, it's kind of like a joke, just self-deprecating jokes. But for others, this can just be seeing the glass half empty, and that's not a bad thing. When you have a pessimist and an optimist together, if you are an optimist, you have a beautiful thing, because one of you is always going to see the reality in a situation. While one might see something as a really bad day, the other might see a really, really good part of it. And while you might feel let down or overly excited in a situation and then let down by it, they will tell you, hey, it wasn't good to begin with. And I think that they're very blunt about that sort of stuff. And it's not in a bad way at all. It's just telling you what you need to know. Just like I think that they'd hope that you would for them. But as far as the outcome of the relationship that they want to see, we have the star. And that's hope. I think in a way this person hopes that the divine will bring you together, that the divine is going to guide the two of you together. This is someone who could be watching the stars at night and thinking that perhaps you're watching the same stars as them. Or perhaps even someone that you'll meet when you are at the water, or, doing something involving the water. But definitely, they want a relationship that's going to make them feel renewed and make them feel like there's hope in the world. And that's a beautiful thing, because to have the star and the 5 of Cups, to be that hope. It's a beautiful card, and it's a beautiful reading. I hope that you enjoyed it very much, and I will see you on the next reading. Make sure to comment if you liked it, and yeah, I will see you later. Bye! Also, I forgot to say, I do personal readings on my Etsy page. It is also under the same name, DarlingDTarot. You can find me on there. I have a wide array of readings that span from $3 and up. I plan on doing a $2 reading in the future, but for right now, I think I have an awesome array. I am also adding pet readings within the next week. I hope to read for you guys as dogs and cats. I think that would be amazing. But yeah, shoot me a message on here or on Etsy, and we will get your personal reading going. Okay, thank you so much for listening and for watching my video and for taking the time to spend today with me. Yeah, bye!